we just talk? Can we just talk? Talk about everything before we go.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. It's your girl Nesha here, back in the cut once again. So today we're going to go ahead and jump into these highlights from the Real Blac Chyna. Let's get into it. So Blac Chyna is doing an interview with Wendy Williams. She's extremely nervous about this interview because of her past with Wendy Williams. Simply because she's always on the hot topics, and not only is she on there, Wendy Williams has something negative to say about her. Apparently they've had words with each other. Blac Chyna done called her Peabody, and who knows what Wendy Williams has said, because honey, I don't watch the show. So Chyna calls this meeting with Jamal, the manager, Ashton, the assistant, Treasure. She's just a friend, and Freshie, he is on the phone and he is her PR manager, okay? So we're trying to get ahead of this interview. What is it she's going to ask me? What can I expect? Is she going to turn this interview into something that's not so favorable for me and my career? We need something that's in line with our goals. So what is it I can expect? Apparently, Blac Chyna knows nothing. She hasn't discussed anything with anybody other than this conversation right here with Freshie, okay? Now, the manager seems very on the fence about this, as well as Treasure, because they're like, wait, what if she spins this negatively, okay? This is the queen of daytime television. She is known for all of her gossiping and stuff like that. She has a large platform. She can make or break your career easily. While Freshie is on the phone, Chyna is like, so what type of questions is she going to ask me? You know, have we gotten in front of that? You know, do we know what to expect from this interview? And he's like, well, you know, they did send me some questions. But here's the thing, we really need to we need to make Wendy Williams comfortable as well because of y'all past. You know, let's allow her to drive the boat, basically. She's really good at what she does, but then I can see where Chyna had her reservations, though. She is really good at what she does, which is why I need to know exactly what she's going to ask me. And I feel like at that particular time with that first meeting, y'all should have brought out the questions. Go ahead, print them bad boys out, and let's go ahead and do this mock interview here on the phone and while we are here in person as a team, because I couldn't understand for the life of me while throughout this whole episode, we're talking about questions that nobody saw until the night before the interview. What the hell they do that at? Not only that, what if she says something that's going to piss off Blac Chyna? And, you know, because of their history, then she go left, and that could just make things completely worse than where they are now. And he's trying to maneuver her career in a different direction. So he needs all the good publicity that he can get, meaning Chyna is going to need to stay in character. You know what I mean? Don't allow her to say anything to get you uncomfortable, to make you lash out. You need to think ahead, okay? And in order to do that, she needs to be as prepared as possible. So I just couldn't understand at that point why we didn't pull out those questions, but whatever. She got Ashton in there getting her stuff together. Now, I understand celebrities, they need all the help they can get. But when it comes to packing, I would not dare have someone else come here and pack for me. I know what I need. I know, you know, what I like, what I don't like. I know me. And you're my assistant, meaning you go get me some things that I can't get at that time. Or you go in there, like maybe some water, or, you know, something like that. Something that I want. Run some errands for me. But as far as packing my stuff, I would not dare let nobody else pack my stuff, because honestly, this is a huge interview for you, and you don't want him to leave something behind that you need, and then now you're stuck trying to run and go find. So that's why that made me a little bit nervous when he was in there doing that, okay? All right, y'all, so now we're at the Airbnb. Blac Chyna is still nervous. Not only that, she's in pain. Somehow she done sprung her foot and her toe needs a splinter, child. She just going through some things, okay? And so she's sitting there getting her nails done. She asked Treasure to go get her some ice so that way she can kind of alleviate the pain. Treasure seems a little bit bothered by getting the ice because she feels like she ain't no damn dude girl. This is something that her assistant should be doing, and you can tell she's bothered by that. But what's interesting about that situation is you keep wanting to be involved when it comes to things that's going on with Chyna, i.e. her business. But when it comes to you assisting her with her ice or something, you don't want to do that. You know, and I've even when like a few episodes ago when they were, her and Ashton were batching up some stuff to mail out for orders from her lash company or whatever. Even then, you was like, that's not my job. I'm not doing that. So what is it that you want to be in charge of doing? Because you wouldn't allow Freshie to do his job, but you still want to have your 2 cents said whenever it comes to her business. So I'm a little bit confused about her. But anyway, so Chyna says, where are the questions? And so she asks Freshie, where are the questions? Well, I sent the questions over to Jamal. Jamal, where's the questions? Okay, so then Jamal says, oh, they're on my laptop. I sent it to you. Let me go get it. Right there, I knew he was lying his ass off. You ain't sent her no doggone email, child. You know you done forgot. And then when she was looking for it, you say, oh, well, it should have been the last one I sent you. You know what? I'll go ahead and send it to you again. That's when you know somebody lying right there. When they say they'll send it to you again, it should have been your last message. You going through your message, you don't see it, you know they lying, okay? Freshie is sitting there, so she goes back to talk to Freshie. Okay, so what are the questions? Well, they sent me 16, and I approved those 16. What did you approve it off of? Well, I approved it based off of you not interviewing before. So these are questions that they would ask you that I felt would you be comfortable with answering, and I talked to Jamal about that. Red flag number 1. Why the hell didn't you talk to me about it? Why didn't you send it to me and say, hey, this is the questions that they're sending us. Do you feel comfortable with answering these? Or even if you narrow it down because you're really good at what you do, right? So even if you narrow the questions down, you would even send it to her to do final approval. I didn't see why he didn't do that. And so as we constantly talking, right? So then Treasure says, so how many questions did they send you? He's like, oh, well, they sent me 16. I approved those. Then they sent me some more. If you approve the 16, why would they send you more? So how many questions was it in the first place? Oh, it was 32 questions. So out of 32 questions, you brought it down to 16 questions and you didn't seek my approval for any of them? Well, no, I did this based off of you not doing interviews before, so I felt like you'd be comfortable with answering these questions. And then he's all arrogant, right? All in his feelings, just like his shit don't stink. I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been doing this for years. Whatever, I know what I'm doing. And that's fine, but I'm the client. I need to be comfortable when I go up there and I'm talking to this lady who has all this, what it appears to be hatred towards me. So I need to be prepared. I want to be comfortable with what they're asking me. So why wouldn't you run it across me again? Well, we did a mock interview with the producers and with Jamal, and so we all, based off of what we came up with, we thought this would be a good fit for you. Again, when were y'all going to send this to me? This is the day before the interview, and nobody felt the need to send it over to me. I was just irritated at that point. And I could see why Chyna was a little bit irritated. But you can tell Chyna, you know, she'll take it there if she got to take it there. But when it comes to Treasure, she gives her too much leeway. Because, listen, Treasure was doing a whole lot of talking, and she ain't had nothing to do with her. I get she's there for more support, and she wants to make sure her friend is not taken advantage of or not mistreated in any type of way. I get that. But allow her to allow her to handle them. Because they could have handled their business better, but allow her to do it. She's the one that's signing their checks. So now it's time for us to do the little mock interview for the Wendy Williams show. Treasure is sitting there. She's supposed to be tending to her friend, putting ice on her toe, right? But she's sitting there. She's reviewing the questions. So Freshie's like, look, I'll be Blac Chyna. Jamal has said, I'll be Wendy. And so they're supposed to do this mock interview. But as they're trying to get to that point, Treasure keeps chiming in, well, what about this question? And what about this? And, oh, you're supposed to do the shoe cam, but your foot is like that. Okay, so they're just going through and she's having these questions. And mind you, it's okay for her to have questions, but be respectful about it. And make sure you allow your friend, since she's the one signing the checks, make sure she's the one that's, voicing her concern. So Treasure and Freshie kept going back and forth, right? He feels like she's trying to be the PR person because she keep asking him these questions and what is it that made you choose this and why would you do that and are you sure this is okay? And she just had all of these questions and he was getting annoyed because he keeps trying to talk to his client, which is Blac Chyna, but Blac Chyna can't talk because her friend keeps talking for her and she is talking as though I'm not doing my job and this is what I get paid for. So they keep going back and forth, right? Completely unprofessional on his part because he should have ignored her. But then Blac Chyna needs to get her friend in her place. So she finally asked her friend to leave. And when her friend leaves, she's like, see, that's too much. You know, that's too much. I don't like all that because if I tell her to stop, if I tell you to stop, then one person will get mad, one person will want to leave, and so then we'll have that issue. See, that's your problem right there, Blac Chyna. She is your friend, and this is the person that's taking your career to the next level. She should not be sitting here and telling him what he needs to do and what his job is. What his job title is. I'm sure he knows what his job title is, and I'm sure you knew that when you hired him. So you keep trying to please everybody. No, tell your friend to shut the hell up and allow him to do his job, which is explain to you what it is you're getting ready to walk into. You don't need to be trying to please her, talking about, one person will want to leave, then let her ass go. Bye. And then she made the comment, well, I've been here so-and-so years and we've had things in the past and I've been her PR person and stuff like that. Well, I've gotten her different places. Okay, well then that's great. Well, this obviously wasn't that good because now I'm here. So allow me to do my job. And then you can go ahead and speak your 2 cents, but don't keep interrupting because, see, that'll piss me off too. She tells her to leave and then she's talking to him and he says, look, if this is what this is going to be, then I'm going to have to go. Basically, he was chopping over the words. He was stuttering a little bit. You can tell he was nervous because it's a good opportunity. But at the same time, I love myself enough to not allow your friend to disrespect me and y'all to sit here and make it seem like I'm not good at what I do. So because I know and I have that much confidence in my work, I'll rather leave and allow you to find somebody else than for you to sit here and constantly talk to me like I'm crazy. And while he's talking to her like this, she says, so what you saying? He's like, I'm saying that I won't be able to deal with this. And she's like, okay, look, you and I can just deal together. She won't be a part of it. She can be out and we'll just have our private conversations. Why you had to say that in private? Put that girl in her place. She ain't have no reason sitting there talking up on your business like that. Anyway, she calls him back in. And so now Treasure is like, okay, you can go ahead and do this or you can go ahead and say that. He said, okay, so now I can do my job. I think it was Jamal that said, yeah, your best friend and you like to give your 2 cents, but this is a professional setting and we need to be able to communicate with our client. And she says, why y'all keep labeling me best friend? And then Chyna chimes in and says, you know what, her 2 cents matters because she's been here for 13 years. Again, if what she's doing is that good and that much of value to you, then you don't need them so they can leave. If you're going to keep allowing her to be disrespectful to people, then what the hell is the point of them being there? That's why I couldn't work for a celebrity because you're not going to treat me like that. Now it's the day of the interview and Chyna is pissed off. Y'all want to know why she pissed off? Why she upset? Because Ashton woke her up at 6 a.m. in the morning to get her prepared for the Wendy Williams show. And she feels some type of way. Really? Because we all know how things happen. Females especially. If your makeup ain't a certain way, you get pissed off. Your hair ain't a certain way, you get pissed off. Your clothes don't look a certain way, you get pissed off. If your shoes don't look right with your outfit, you pissed off. So I'd rather get you up early enough to where we can correct any issues as opposed to you waking up at 9 o'clock needing to be there at 11 and then we walking around here missing the meeting or the interview because you pissed off and you don't want to walk out of the Airbnb looking how you looking. So I'd rather get you up early. And I didn't understand why she was in such a pissy mood because of that. Girl, this is a part of adulthood. You got different engagements that you have planned. So what you do is you get yourself up early enough, especially something that you're nervous about, and you get yourself prepared for it. Anyway, so she's upset because of her braids. They too bulky and she thought it was going to lay flat, so she's talking about that. Now, I'm very impressed with those edges, honey, because you don't see that with a lot of girls that wear those wigs all the time, honey. Their edges be snatched, literally. But her edges were really good. I said, okay, look at you, girl. Okay. So not only is she upset about the bulkiness of her braids, she's upset about her makeup. She's upset because this isn't the artist that she wanted to do her makeup, nor is it the person she wanted to do her hair. But they went to 3 different people, that the other 2 wasn't available, so she had to settle with this one. Now, if I understood correctly, I think they lied to her and told her that this was the only one available. Now, the reason why they lied is because they wanted her to get to the Wendy Williams show early enough for her to, you know, be able to handle her last minute touch-ups and stuff like that if needed. So they lied to her by saying that these are the only people that was available. Okay, so now she's pissed off about that. And then her wig, she says that the wrong wig was brought from her house. Who packed her luggage? Her assistant. Hence why you don't have somebody else pack your stuff when you need to be packing it, because you know what you need. They can have a good guess of what they feel like you would like, what they think you would wear, but ultimately they don't know what the hell that you need like that. She's fussing at them. She's telling them how horrible of a job that they're doing. And I was like, see, it takes a special person to work with a celebrity, because I couldn't do that. I would have been a quit the first time that you scrunch your face. Nah, I gotta go, honey. I'm sorry. I'm good. You figure this whole makeup situation out yourself. She's going through there. She's mad at everybody. She's fussing. She's talking about how bulky her hair looks and how clogged it was right there. And so she's, you know, fussing at Treasure, who's Treasure's talking about, see, I told you. I'm like, all of this behind the wrong wig that you could have packed yourself. All of this behind the makeup, which you didn't even allow the guy to finish the makeup because it probably would have looked nice. I just think the issues that she was having, just for me, I get it. She's a model, so maybe that's why she feels like image is everything. But for me, I would have been like, look, just make me look as cute as you can, child. Let's go ahead and let's just work with what we got. Mind you, the reason why she has a new team with all guys is because she's trying to see if it'll work better with guys as opposed to, I guess, females. And Treasure says, you know what, they're dropping the ball right now. But Treasure, you have to take accountability for some of this, because it was you that brought all that negative energy in the first place. And so this is why it's all trickling down here, okay? You're taking advantage of your position as best friend, and you probably amped all that up. But anyway, y'all, that's all I have for this episode. Get into the comments. Let me know what you thought. And until next time, y'all, bye.
Yeah, low key and maybe high key. I been peeped that you like.